Well, hello everyone. Well, as you don't know, I own a Cadillac ATS, the 2013 3.6 liter performance version, which I've owned for some time now. I've rebuilt it, driven it around, and just enjoyed it. And I absolutely love the car. It's been phenomenal, fantastic. It's got a muffler delete, so the exhaust note is pretty high up there. But I was wondering, why don't they sell a lot more of the Cadillac ATSs, especially the performance versions? Why I don't see so many of them on the road, especially here in Toronto. So I started searching, and I found this website that tells you exactly what people don't like about the Cadillac ATS. And I thought, you know what, why don't we do a video about it and go through it and see if it's legit, if I agree with it, and if you agree with it. And let's just do it. This is the website I found, and let's go through it. Alright, so jumping right into it, the first one is the QUE, and for those of you who don't know, this is the Cadillac infotainment system, the Cadillac user experience it's called. I've used this system. It's not the best. Well, I use the system every time I drive a car. It's not the best, but it's livable. So the article says it's not that great, which I agree with. You've probably read elsewhere. Slow, constantly demands eye on the screen rather than on the road, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. So a lot of people, and I've watched a few other videos, who complain about this system and the way it works and the way it lags and you have to constantly look at it. I kind of disagree with that part. You don't have to constantly look at the screen. I mean, what are you constantly looking at your infotainment screen to do while you're driving? It doesn't really have that good a navigation. I mean, with today's standards, you might always have to use your Google Maps or your Apple Maps as opposed to the actual map on the screen. So you're not looking at the screen that long. And if you want to change the track that's playing, you can do so on the steering wheel. I don't really agree with people who say you keep your eye on the screen that long. Is it slow? Yes. Does it lag a bit or a lot sometimes? Yes. And I think for my car, it was very dated for 2013. But I don't complain about that stuff because my BMW doesn't even have Bluetooth, so it's miles away. My standard BMW as well doesn't have things like lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control. So I do like the Cadillac for integrating those features to the 3.6. I'm not too sure if the turbocharged Cadillacs still carry those things. My guess is that they do. If you have a turbocharged one from that era, let me know in the comment section if it does. But I think for the features you're getting, complain about the QUE for that long is a bit of you're picking at things at this point. Now, secondly, it says no manual currently offered in the V6 models. Yes, okay. If you're a big manual enthusiast, then the Cadillac isn't for you. Just get a different car. Get a Camaro, like it does say, yet the much cheaper Chevy Camaro, marginally 322 horsepower, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I agree with this. So if you do want the Cadillac with the V6 all-wheel drive, you won't get it. I need to double check if there is a V6 rear-wheel drive with a manual. I'm not too sure. I'll check it and leave a note on this video. If you do have one, let me know in the comments as well. But again, this is a bit of a moot point. I mean, it's a bit of a weird thing to complain about. You want a manual car, get a manual car. The car you want doesn't offer a manual, get a different car that offers a manual, or suck it up and get the automatic. I didn't find any issues with the paddle shifters. They were good enough, not the best, and I see the transmission again is the next one, but we'll get to that. But the paddle shifters are just as good as the automatic transmission will let you shift. It's not the fastest, but it is pretty good. I enjoyed it. It was at least better than my E-Class that is very, very old. So it was a step up from that. If you're coming from a car with a manual transmission, you might not find any issues. You might not shift as fast as you want, but it works, and I think it's livable. Number 3, underdog automatic transmission. Like I've said, the automatic transmission is not the latest and greatest from Cadillac. Even the article does state if you did have like the 3 Series or the Audi A4 or even the C-Class, they have better, smoother transmissions. Those are all agree with, but not a big deal. What is a big deal that the article points out, and I completely agree with, is the fuel economy. Now, the ATS, if you don't drive a BMW 3 Series or an Audi A4, has not the best fuel economy. Something I wish it did a lot better, because it's a nice daily-able car with a very good power band, and it accelerates nice, and with my muffler delete sounds really good. Overall, if you do want a car with better mileage, you're probably should be looking at like a hybrid car, not necessarily any of these cars, because first of all, they all take premium fuel, so that's something you need to be concerned about. And secondly, again, the ATS doesn't really get good gas mileage, and if you're further concerned, the 3 Series and A4 aren't even that better. You might want a hybrid car overall. Number 4, the exhaust notes. Okay, this is one that people within my circle talk about quite a lot. The exhaust note is pretty bad. Guys, it's a 2.0 turbocharged engine. Any car with a 2-liter turbocharged engine doesn't come with great exhaust unless you've modified the exhaust and done something to it. You're not getting an awesome exhaust, so get over it. The 3.6, however, does come with a bit more pizzazz within the exhaust, and mine, I did a muffler delete, so it does sound a little bit better. You're not getting the best exhaust, so this is another point where, oh my god, I hate it because the exhaust note is pretty bad. Yeah, well, get over it. That's what it is. That's what you get with a 2.0 liter turbocharged engine. Moving on to the next one, subdued looks. Okay, when I scroll through the article at first, I did agree with the subdued looks. It's something a lot of people don't like about the Cadillac ATS. They say the back looks very much like the CTS. The ATS front doesn't look as enticing enough, as nice. I love the way it looks, guys. It's a really nice car, especially in a day and age where everyone drives a BMW or a Mercedes. It stands out. It's different. It's smaller than the CTS. It looks lower than it actually is. The front with the white with the lights look very aggressive. The stance it's good for me. I like it. If you don't like it, let me know in the comment section why exactly you don't like it, and don't tell me because the back looks like the CTS. I think it's aged very well. I honestly think it has. I mean, the infotainment system, we've talked about that, but the exterior has aged very well. It still looks very modern, very nice. It's an elegant car. You can pull up anywhere and people will actually know you're driving a luxury car and not just anything. But it is a nice car overall from the looks outside, and it looks inside. If the infotainment system was a lot better, we'll be talking, we'll be having a completely different conversation. One thing I'd like to add outside what they've said here on why many people hate the Cadillac ATS is the depreciation. It depreciates quite fast. Unlike your Audi A4s and BMW 3 Series, they don't just hold their values that well in the market. I don't know, it's a terrible thing. And yeah, parts are quite expensive. If you don't know exactly what it is you're looking for, you could get gouged by a mechanic, because if you're pulling in a Cadillac, this actually happened to me. If you pull into a mechanic shop with a Cadillac, they just look at you and think, cha-ching, you've got money, so we're gonna gouge you. Be careful what your mechanics order if you have to change a part. Some of the parts are interchangeable with other GM products or Chevy products, especially the Camaro. Be very careful what it is you're paying for. Check your part number if you have to order something, and find a different SKU within the GM or Chevy world, and then you'll be fine. Other than that, I think it's a great car, a great all-around driver's car, great power. You can take it on the track, especially the 3.6 liter V6, and with the right amount of modifications, it sounds really great. Anyhow, I'm gonna stop blabbing here. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And that's it for us today.